My name is Beth Achitsa, and I'm the production lead at Ongea, the Eastern Africa Music Summit.
So, what form does Ongea take?
Ongea is social enterprise investment of fat music and entertainment. The idea is to bring the Eastern Africa region together. So we target all the 16 countries that form up the Eastern Africa region, and it's built on the 3 key pillars of trade, panel, industry knowledge exchange, that is through panel discussions, and then we have an element of artist showcases where artists get to pitch their ideas to festival bookers.
And how many people visit the exhibition?
Roughly, this is next year, 2018, will be our 3rd edition. For the 2nd edition, which was in February, we had about 11,000 people coming through the 4 days. So we run it every Thursday to Sunday, the 2nd week of February.
And what's that? That's a combination of producers, musicians, and tour bookers.
It's everyone in the music industry. If you're a stakeholder, whether you're an artist yourself, whether you're a record label, whether you're the government, the policy makers of the industry. So we try to partner with everyone because we realize there's a lot that is going on in the Eastern Africa region. But we have information flows and people do not know what is happening.
You have a showcase as well, don't you?
Yes.
Artists.
So each day we have about 8 artists on stage, and the idea is for them to perform. It's not a show like a proper show. They get to package their music in 25 minutes and convince a festival booker from around the world that I deserve an opportunity on your stage. So that is what we do. So over the 4 days, we get about 32 artists to showcase.
And as a run-on from Ongea, you work as a tour booker.
Yes.
As a service. Describe to me some of the recent tours you've done.
Basically, after Ongea, the idea is now we've had interest from the festival bookers, and they're saying we want this artist on our platform. So we handle the management side of that, and we get someone from Ongea. Sometimes it's me, and this year has been a really good year for us because we had 2 outstanding acts. It's a couple of husband and wife. Their name is Winyo and Nina Ogot, who've been to South African market where they performed at Moshito in September. Then they were earlier at Doa Doa in Uganda. Then they also went to Kigali. And we're so happy because...
What type of music are they doing?
Winyo performed something called Benga Blues, while Nina is into Afro soul music from the region. Yeah. So she sings in Luo, she sings in French, she sings in Swahili. So for her, it's about promoting the culture. And you'll realize the thing is, when everyone gets into the music, pop music definitely takes over and people forget their roots. And this is a question, as someone who organizes a music summit, I get all the time, what is your music in Kenya? And sometimes I'm at pains to explain to people, like, we have Benga, and they're like, okay, give us 10 people who perform this music, and you're like, okay, I know 3 people who are really focused on this industry. And it's a challenge because, I think if it's a Londoner, they don't want to listen to hip hop because they can get someone from London who can do it better. So I think it's essential for African arts to tap into this new pop music and the vibrancy of it, but also remember their roots. It's very important when you're packaging your music to speak and promote a brand that people will identify with. When you perform Benga Blues, people are like, oh yeah, that is Kenyan music. So as a promoter of music, as someone who puts together a program that is aimed at promoting music, you're not at pains because, I'll reach out to Winyo, I'll reach out to an artist like Macadam, and people will be like, okay, this is a new thing you are bringing to us. Because even if we bring festival bookers, because that is the element where we are trying to differentiate ourselves from the other markets in the region, we bring in at least 4 festival bookers each year to see the talent that is there. And they're definitely not looking for hip hop from America.
Yes.
They want to see local content that is creatively packaged and they can take it to new markets.
We were talking earlier more generally about the music industry in Nairobi, and we were talking about Nairobi Underground. Describe that to me.
So basically we have a new crop of artists who are fusing these genres into electronic music scene. And we've seen, like, in Uganda, we have a new festival called Nyege Nyege, and lots of it's promoting African electronic music. And I've attended the festival it's an awesome platform. So we have this new generation who's like, okay, this is somewhere where we should be. We should combine the electronic elements with what is there from our traditional cultures. So there's that, a little group of young people who are doing that. They're like, okay, I know this music will not definitely get airplay, but I know I will get platforms at festivals. So we have studios like Ada Creatives, we have movements like Century East Africa that is now working with young people. It's worked with bands like Sarabi to fuse their sound into electronic music scene. And in Tanzania, they're working with an artist called Msafiri Zawose, and he recently released an album called Uhamiaji. And it's amazing things because Msafiri does something called go-go music from Tanzania. And then when you fuse it into electronic music, the outcome is just something that's, yeah.
Lastly, we were talking about women DJs in Kenya.
Yeah.
And tell me about that.
So there's a movement for female DJs. It's called Femme Electronique. It was started by a female DJ in Uganda. Her name is DJ Rachel. And the idea is, the scene is a bit male crowded, and there's this idea of promoting. Femme Electronique is supported by Gute Institute. And this year it came to Nairobi, where female DJs, I think it's about 10 DJs who are on the platform. And the desire for young people to get, or young ladies to get there is there. But I think it's just one more thing they need to do. It's the drive and being aggressive enough. For men, you say, okay, we have a platform here, they will come and see this opportunity, but they will still go an extra mile. For ladies, it's more like you have to keep pushing them and saying, oh yeah, there's more that you need to do. Like you need to go out and meet Russell and talk about what you do as an artist. For them, they don't see the value in that. They just wait for you to package everything for them and then tell them, here's the platform, get ready to go. But Femme Electronique, what we're trying to do is incubate the culture of I am a female DJ and I don't need for anyone to come and do my setup. Like I know how to fix my decks. I know this sound levels is not right. And there's been a bit of production workshops for them. There's been a DJ workshop for them in June this year. So let's see how it goes, but I know for sure there's a long way to go for female DJs.